Huh. Alrighty.
What's gonna happen?
Oh,
And
Great.
I can hear
doggone
us.
it, people are gonna hear it.
We can hear us now? I can hear Josie laughing.
Check, check, check.
Can you guys hear us?
I could hear you guys on my phone because I have it up.
Alright, well then they should.
Okay, yeah, where we have sound.
Yay! I'm a wizard, Harry.
Huh.
Yay!
Yay.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Okay, thank you all for coming to the very first episode of Paws and Listen with Furberries, Josie Kitty, and Mary P. We're super glad to have you all with us. We've got a special guest with us tonight, who's HOJO, who's the author of the Mythicals comic series. How you doing tonight, HOJO?
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you with us, buddy. Ladies, how are you this evening?
Doing swell.
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Just bloody wonderful. Now that we've got everything working.
You sound great.
Awesome.
Oh no, we
So-
echo? That's keep going. I got this. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You good? You're good?
I'm gonna get it. It's fine.
HOJO, run us through the Mythicals. What is the story about?
Right. It's the supernatural action mystery that centers around Nancy Moon as she joins Level M, which is a covert task force comprised of creatures from myth and legend, and they protect humanity from people like them, other creatures of myth and legend, who pierce the veil and cross over, and so much like kind of like X-Files and Dresden Files, or kind of like a mythological version, like a Ghostbusters, when some stuff goes down, they get caught into action, yada yada yada, take down the bad guys, and no one is the wiser. An unlimited government budget, because America funds
Because America,
everything. I cobbled together
Excellent.
my military experience, my love of horror and mythology and history, and big Indiana Jones.
That's right. I did know that you were a military man at one point. What branch of the military were you
Yeah,
in?
I was in the Army.
That's very cool. How long were you in the Army for?
About 8 years. Did a couple of
Oh, wow.
Got out, done. Here I am. I came up with this idea
Thank you
about
for your
it.
service.
Yeah, no problem.
Good for you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I came up with this idea like in 2005. We were going to submit to a comic book company that out of business when we got back, and we were just like, oh well. Life happens, wife happens, kids.
Sometimes.
More life, and then I come across this whole indie comics thing when I'm looking at sports and on Twitter, and I was like, well, these guys are doing it themselves. They don't need a publisher. You don't need any of that stuff, man. You can do it
Yeah,
yourself.
as it turns out.
Yep. Great community. 'Cause I kind of have my feet in both worlds. It's a horror book too. At the heart of it, like that's what it is.
That's
So
what I'm excited about.
I love that like old Hammer stuff in the EC. There's a time
Yeah,
of
buddy.
comic book when horror comics ran like the roost. Like there
Oh,
was no Marvel, there were no
absolutely.
superheroes. Like the Comics Code. Have you ever heard of that? There was a this guy put out a thing called the Seduction of the Innocent and blamed comic books for kids being all fucked up. And so they created Comics Code. No supernatural stuff, no blood, no none of this. So they had to come up with superheroes. Well, back then it was Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, all of that stuff. It was all horror all the time. And I read that stuff when I was a kid, and I'm just like, and those visuals, and like those page turns. In horror comics, a page turn is crucial. More so, I think it's harder than writing a traditional like capes and cows and tights and flights and all that stuff. They're just at the heart of this. These are, they're monsters, but they are people. At least they were people at some point. So.
Sounds excellent. Hey guys, everybody that's like in the broadcast, do you have your sound turned off on the show on YouTube? Because apparently we're getting an echo. Steven just texted me.
Yeah.
Which one out of all of us is the worst? And we'll.
Yeah, which one is the one who is echoing is the question. My sound is muted, so I know it isn't me.
I don't even have it on.
Yeah, I don't hear the echo, so.
I'm messing with the sound settings right now. I think it's something to do with that, so I'm trying to figure that out because I have it on my phone, but I don't have it on my computer.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, right. I'm on my phone right now as well.
Me too.
I'm at my desk. Yeah. Dark lit. No, I'm in the basement room. Something like I actually sat down to write something today. Like I mean, it's like I do have other irons in the fire. Like I do like sci-fi stuff, and
Right, for sure.
like dark fantasy. I have a short story I'm going to turn into like this epic, like barbaric, like straight up like Monsters Cthulhu type deal, and like it's just gonna be a pretty epic thing. And then I'm commissioned. I
If you
can't.
need a narrator for it, I know a guy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I met all these cool people, and like I did the voice acting on my trailer. I have a guy that used to do. He's got basically a whole studio in his basement because he used to record stuff for people. I used to own a recording studio, so he's got all of it. So that's why it sounded great in the beginning, and then at the end when I had to re-record it all through my laptop to the other guy, and it just sounded totally different. But whatever. Next time I'll just do both tracks. So yeah, it's great. Like, because I put writing away, I was like kind of like George McFly, like, what if they tell me I'm not good enough? I can't handle that kind of rejection. I don't care about that shit anymore. I'm in my early 40s and I've got a wife and 2 kids. I was in the army. Rejection kind of comes with the territory. Yeah, so I don't care. You gotta follow your dream at some point. And here we are. I wish I had just did it during the pandemic instead of learning to brew beer and make pizza. Well, nothing more productive. Those are important skills too, though. Yeah, the beer is actually useful. Yeah, I wish I could drink. Yeah, I'm not fun at parties. Everybody, I'm the guy sitting in the corner going, my mans don't allow me to be in places like this. Yeah, I've been so many because of my mans sometimes.
So what advice would you give people looking to self-publish?
Like from a writer perspective, because I'm not gonna lie, as an artist, it's not easy, but it's a lot easier. Like you go up the escalator instead of the stairs, crotchety stairs. And sometimes you step on the board and it breaks. That's it. And I'm out of all this money, this guy just took my money. From a writing perspective, make sure you have, I can teach you how to write. But if you're going to go at it, you think you got a good concept, get somebody to look at it, get an editor before you really start thinking about art. Make sure you get the story down. Make sure you know how to write a comic. This is just, I think that's good story. It's sequential storytelling is a lot harder. It's not a storyboard for a TV show like that. You just have a big scene with a bunch of word bubbles around it, like talking about it, and have music playing and walking in slow motion. It doesn't work that way. It's still frames. Know how to do that. Get an editor. Get a good concept design. Make sure you find an artist that's good for you. Of course, this is all budgetary, wrapped in a budget. You know. For sure. Yeah, my budget's not that great. My budget's in the red right now. But we're gonna keep that. We've gone too far. We've already tipped the top of the first part of the roller coaster, the first hill.
Absolutely.
There's no going back.
You were funded in what? 12
13
hours?
hours. 13 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts. Congratulations on that one. That was pretty very nuts to watch.
Yeah, and you got to be, passionate about what you have.
For sure.
And with this, like, you got to be on all these YouTube shows. Like, I've done so many, like, you're on camera. It's all like, here I am. And you got to put yourself out there. You got to be prepared for that because nobody wants to buy from the stranger behind an avatar.
no matter how big it is, and you got to be able to deliver. It's just you just got to be ready for it. You just gotta want it. You gotta be passionate about it. Because if you're not passionate about it, when I listen to it, why am I gonna want to pay for it? Yeah, no, exactly. It's you're marketing yourself too. Like it's like I tell people like it's like a WWE character. You turn it up. It's like yeah, that's Dwayne Johnson, but The Rock is a whole different level. Um, but like I was like, well, sometimes I'm a 12 anyway, so I have to turn it back to a 10. But I'll just turn it to a 13 when I go on live and just go out there and just drop it. But some people just aren't cut out for that. Some people do your research before you jump into the pool there. Like yeah, for sure. Look at other campaigns. Like I studied all this for like 9 months before I even started on all this. Yeah, YouTube videos too. So yeah, you gotta take it seriously, man. Start small. I'll try to run, but I wanted this shared universe. Well, all right, so you sub book one. Sub book one. Yeah. I'm everywhere, man. Like I'm tweeting. I got flyers made up at colleges and art departments, secondhand bookstores, the little costume shop that's open all the time. Like it's like a Halloween thing all the time. A horror book. Put the sugar up in the front. Know your market. Yeah, for sure. I wish somebody would have told me how it was. But yeah, I mean, and be accessible when you want to talk about your project and be able to talk about your project versus just buy my book. And of course, I'm not going to rip spoilers. I've gotten to that point where I know what not to talk to, what to talk to, right? What not to talk about to who. Yeah, no spoilers. I bought my copy. I want to read it. Yeah, because I'm out there sometimes like because a horror book in indie comics is even harder. Because some people just look at it, immediately see a vampire. Like, no. I'm like, no, but wait. Just wait.
Like that.
Wait until you see him talk with the other people and like the banter, and then making fun of each other, and clowning people for listening to music that's like 40 years old. Yeah. And it's really the characters that drive this whole thing. It's like the it looks like you background. I really like your character designs. Yeah. And I can't draw a little bit, but I'm not anywhere on the level of what you see on the campaign. And I can't draw a straight line in a ruler. Yeah. So I did come up with all the sketches and stuff. Yeah, but there was some concept art.
Oh, okay. So how did you get connected to your artist?
On Twitter, scouting. Like my job allows me, I wouldn't say a lot of free time, but more than the average person. Like, so I just scroll through and look at the hashtag, something like comic artist or whatever, and you go to like their deviant art, art stations, stuff like that. Sometimes Fiverr, but I don't know about that. Sometimes you get some scam artists there. Yeah, Fiverr can be sketchy. Yeah, so I mean, a few people do those. Then I just saw one day, I was like, oh man, it looks good. It's got that 90s feel, that image stuff, like Spawn back in the day, like Greg Capullo. And I was like, so what's your rate? And he told me, I was like, what deal? I'll talk to you in like 120 days. Your schedule. The founded Icar, it's like building something. That was the foundation, and you get the Icar, that's that makes it into the house, and then the colorist, obviously, they slap the colors on it, and then the lettering would be the fences, the accoutrement, stuff to make it all really pretty and tight. Like Lebowski, the rub ties the room together. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you look at a bad comic book that, like, you guys probably don't read comics, but if you look at a regular comic book, like a professional one, and then you look at one that has bad lettering, you're gonna be like, oh, this is gross.
I read comics. I just want to state that right now.
I'm not into comics, but I can see your point. It's a terrible sauce on earth.
I love.
I'm not into comics. I'm into your comics, but yeah. Well, thank you, sir.
I love comic books.
So, that's what's like a cool character design. Yeah. I mean, just wait till you see where it's going.
I love
Yeah.
comics. I'm a big comic fan, so.
I can't wait. And how many?
Oh, I said I like comics. I've always liked comics, so I was excited when I was actually looking through your work when Brad first mentioned it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like where you're going with
Yeah,
it.
man. Yeah. Oh yeah. 13 issues, and then we're done. Maybe. We'll see. We can get that far. It has twists and turns. It's ridiculous. Like, I was a big fan of the X-Files back in the day. Like, just that conspiracy. Like, there's something there. Like, every now and then it would touch on it upon an episode that would connect it to, like, an episode, like, three-ish episodes before. Just like, oh, that's what that meant. Like, so I did that.
Here's an interesting tidbit of information for you. My uncle was a cameraman for the X-Files for
Oh, no way, bro.
They filmed in Canada.
Yeah, they filmed in Vancouver, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Nice, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you got to be good friends with the two of them and whatever.
Nice.
Really? Gee.
Yeah.
I loved the X-Files. It was so good.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Yeah. I started watching it on Disney Plus all over again because it's just so good.
they have it on Disney Plus?
yeah,
Oh man, I need to watch that again. So what?
yeah. So I tried to do that with this, like, just, it's all connected. Like, that should be like the tagline.
Everything is connected. It's like your own
Pretty much.
multiverse that you're starting.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, I mean, I've kind of taken, like, throughout the years and throughout humanity, really, like, when you talk about religion, what is religion? You know, it's early on in human development. Religion was a unique way to explain things we couldn't explain, right? Weather, seeing stuff that happens out in the ocean, everything, nature, all of it, right?
Yeah.
So just from early man, what if all of that just stemmed and branched out? You had your different, you got into polytheism, and then, a lot of people brought it back into monotheism. But what if it was all connected? There was this presence or something that was like trying to like experiment and try to get it right, trying to have these silly humans just can you fuckers just get along? Can you just get it right so I don't have to work so hard? Can it just like build this and just be done? It's almost like David Bowie constantly reinventing himself, or herself, or itself, whatever you want to say. It's there.
Exactly, yeah.
And so you'll see that once these 13 issues are done, you're going to go back and see stuff in issue 1, 5, 8, or whatever, and you're just like, oh. 'Cause at the end, you're going to get this, because the last issue could be like, I thought of something, and so it's like a double-sized issue. So I used to love that when I was a kid. Like, they would do giant-sized issues of like the annual and stuff like that. So when it's done, you get this like double-sized, like a 2-hour finale of a TV show. Which is like the first 2 issues of this are like the opening, like the intro.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So I got team members, and you don't get those till issue 2 because I can't. It's just so much to get to.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I'm so excited. When does it start shipping?
Probably June. We'll do June.
June?
Yep. Because I work in the place that prints it. I actually work in that town, so I don't have to get it shipped and pay extra, and then received a bunch of damaged copies, and be like, oh well. They're like, oh, you always got to order extra. You always got to order extra so you don't get damaged copies. Well, now I can just go, oh, this is effed up, bro. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds perfect. Very convenient.
Mm-hmm.
That's very lucky.
Yeah. Especially in the comic world now, indie comics, like paper shortages, like printing, like it's almost doubled from 3 years ago, like right before the pandemic and stuff like that. It's bad.
Yeah, well, what happened?
Yeah. So they're like, I mean, what do you do? So people upcharge on the books. I try not to do that. I did. My wife's a accountant, for better or for worse, in this situation. So we calculated what was the bare minimum to where I could charge enough, and if I get enough backers to sort of break even, so I could look at her and we could look at each other like, this worked. Let's do this again. And then, you try to double your customer base, word gets out there, and you get copies in people's hands. You go to a convention, hand a few out, boom, bam. Try and build a little bit of a following. I'm not really in this for the money. It's just, I guess, like basketball player, like for love of the game and stuff like that. I just like to do this, put a smile on people's face, and people are like, oh man, that story was awesome. I'm like, I know, I wrote it.
I like the answer to that. I know.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I never got to do this. I always liked writing. Like I said, I just kept it hidden. And once I started doing this, I like wrote a few short stories, kind of like stretched those muscles again. Because I was like, prose is okay. Like I get a tad to be, I guess, a little long. I'll either be long-winded or I'll be too concise. I could never find. I got maybe 100 pages of this like CIA spy, like Jason Bourne-ish thing. I got 100 pages into that, and I'm just like, oh, what am I doing? I'm done. I'm bored. Even though like I had it plotted out, it was gonna be some cool shit. I didn't want to write to get to that.
Oh, I feel that.
Right. I just want to go to that part. With comics, you can't, because it's all. So it's like it's sifted. Like you get the best stuff. You know, you have each page. Like I said, you got limited real estate. Each page has to be like, especially with 24 pages, has to every page has to be like boom, 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 boom. On to the next one. You get some action. Like, oh, here's a little breadcrumb. Here's, we answered this question. Oh, we hear two more questions. It's great. And the research is fun because I like history. I think when I was about 5 years old, my mom let me watch Clash of the Titans. Love that movie to this day.
Oh, classic.
I watch it about once, maybe once every few years. Love it. Couldn't stop. I'm like, oh, what is this stuff? People used to believe in this stuff, Mom. She's like, yeah, here's some books. So, in this situation, you blame the parents.
Hey, how dare they? How dare they get you to do something great?
Yeah, go outside and do it. So, that was awesome.
I'm jealous of that.
I'd love to cover that in order, I think.
Oh, I know what you mean. I don't think you don't even have to say.
Yeah. I wanted to get the super mega pack, but I only had 1 week's pay on my paycheck, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah, man, it's fine.
Oh no, I'm waiting until my next paycheck, and I'm gonna order the Ultra Mega Super Pack.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Got a cool beer koozie. That's nice.
Yeah, there's really good extras.
Yeah, and I set it up to where, like, if you just want to buy the book, you can buy the book. You can buy the book and maybe get a few cards, you can do that. Or if you don't want the cards, if you want the merchandise, you can do that too. Or you can get everything and get a cool bookmark. The thing is badass. It's going to glow in the dark with your eyes. It's pretty proud of it. That was a good idea. I'm glad he DM'd me that day. He was like, hey, man, would you like me to do a bookmark? I'm like, yeah, that's great. That would be great.
So the concept art, is that something you drew for it, you were saying?
That's not me. But like that's, if I had my camera, I could show you the original sketch. He basically prettied it up. You could tell it's my sketch, but it looked like he took that and just like made it better.
Okay.
Let's just say that. Yeah. I have all the original concept art that I commissioned this guy to do. I'm gonna try to do like what's called an ash can, just like it's black and white, like basically a making of, like you see Nancy's iterations, like from the very first concept sketch to very first professional concept sketch, and then a pin-up, and then the cover that you see on the campaign. It's quite the evolution. Like it's like reading a DVD extra. I don't know if people do that anymore.
I do.
Yeah, I still do too, because I'm a nerd. I like the extra information.
Like to know how the sausage was made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very cool, man. Good for you. I'm so happy for you that it got funded so quickly.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Like, just put it in like football terms. Like, I did win the first night. Like, we got about I had a goal, $2,500, and got about just shy of 1,800 the first night. It's like just in the first hour and a half. And
Nice.
Like I told him, I was like, man, I felt it's like I didn't go to bed. It's like I won the Super Bowl, but solid playoff win. You know, like he made it. You're like he did win, but people were like, whoa, watch out for these guys. You know. Yeah. So, and like I said, I'm writing one right now, like a story. I started it today. I got the rough outline, and I know where it's gonna go. Um, it's like for an anthology, and it's actually in the horror genre, but it's nothing like this. Like my book is like pretty much like PG-13. Like I say, it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer mixed with Wildcats from the '90s X-Men era with a little bit of extra Wildcats. Yeah, and so. But this what I'm writing is like I'm writing one right now. It's just like how hard do you want me to go with it? Like how graphic? Like what's the speed limit? He's like there are no rules. He's like there is no speed limit. He said I don't care. He said pedal to the metal, rock and roll. I was like, all right. And I read through the outline today. I was like, oh man. I'm like, oh my god.
I did go ahead and I shared the link in chat for the comic book for the whole campaign and everything. I shared it in there. It's pinned. So I would ask if you guys could just do us a favor and kind of go take a look at it, because it looks pretty cool, to be honest. I was looking at the trailer earlier and all the drawings and content, everything. It's so put together.
And if there's one thing I can say about the trailer, it's that the sound is excellent.
Oh yes, the guy who does the sound is phenomenal.
He did such a good job, that guy.
I can't say enough good things about him. Timely, courteous, wonderful.
It was an easy job.
Yeah. It was a fun. So like, I mean, it's really like the trailer is really almost like a shit post, like in Twitter terms. Like I was just making fun of other trailers for a minute, and then it just snowballed, and I was like, oh, this is a fucking great. It's like the Deadpool of comic trailers around here.
That's true.
I mean, like the guy who did the animation. He's a good friend of mine. He's from Panama. He didn't even know. He said originally, when you told me to do that, he said you sent me the script, I sent him the audio file, because you always with traditional animation they would, do that to the audio or whatever. So he had to hand draw it too. He's like, originally I didn't even know what you were going for. He said I thought it was kind of weird. And I was like, no, Pedro, just wait. And then when I put the music together, like the first half, and when they did the slideshow at the end, he was just like, he said, man, that's brilliant. He's not good enough. So, because I got tired of all these trailers. They all started off in like this spooky music, and then it's just like, in a world where dippity-dippity-doo. I'm just like, oh. And I literally just said one time, I was like, oh my god, will you shut up?
I gotta tell you, HOJO, when I first started watching the trailer, I was disappointed when I heard I was like, really? We're going this way again? This is what we're doing? I was like, oh, fuck. All right, fine. And then all of a sudden, what? Oh, he just did a 180. Okay. Love it.
Well, surprise. Somebody was watching that all the time. So.
Yeah, it was a brilliant trailer.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I would advise everybody to head over to the campaign page and watch the trailer, if nothing else, and definitely buy the book.
Yeah, do it.
Yes.
Do it if you want to be cool, because we're all going to do it.
Do it.
We're going to do it.
I've already bought it.
Look, I just needed another week. I just needed another week, that's all. I just needed some time, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't support a project and promote a project that I wouldn't fully support, including financially. So of course I absolutely had to back it.
Oh yeah, no. If I didn't like it, I'll be honest. I'm a very straightforward type of person, and I would be like, dude, your stuff sucks. But because I don't think that, and I actually enjoy it.
Yes. If I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's because then you don't deserve to be lied to anyway.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's people that come to me for advice. It's just, really, dude, you're asking me for advice. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. So, he sent me this DM. It's just like, man, it was like 10 paragraphs. And I just scrolled down. I was like, whoa. It's like there's a whole story, so it's like you cut and pasted like 2 Microsoft Word pages. And I was like, to be honest, dude, I got into the second paragraph and saw there was so much ahead. I couldn't send a paragraph, man, three sentences. If you think that's hard, then you can't write the story. Yeah, get that down. Just what's your story about, man? There's somebody. I just can't even tell you. What's your story about? Yeah. I was thinking thing at the end. Because if you didn't understand what I just said, I'm like, all right, well, think A plus B equals C. Yeah, you know. So it really is like, I mean, you have to study. I had to study marketing, and like the most marketing I've ever done is I sold weed in high school and I've watched Mad Men. I guess I can do it, you know. I had to take some crash courses on it, like, I guess I can sell a wino and the sweat off of a grape. I have to. But yeah.
Well, it makes sense because why would somebody, if you're just like, well, have you ever seen this as like starting out with, it's like, okay, cool, so it's just that. Why would I be interested in what you have?
Yeah, why do I want to see that? If I want to see that, I'll go see that.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like The Shining. I'm like, okay, I would like to watch The Shining then. Somebody actually said that to me, like about a graphic novel. He's like, well, it's kind of like The Shining. I was like, okay, well, why don't I watch The Shining? And he never responded. Yeah.
The movie or the book? Wait, this is important. The movie or the book? Which one is it like? Because those are very different. Those are very different.
I'm guessing the movie. Like,
oh, I mean, how dare they? How dare they?
I enjoy the movie for what it is. They're not the same.
No.
They're not the same. I enjoyed the movie. Like, I would love the movie more if I'd never read the book or even knew it was a book. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I just watched the show that was good, and this guy ripped me for it. He's like, dude, it butchered the books. I'm like, okay, well, I've never read the books, so this is a decent show. But that's how I felt about it, about how it was completely wrong, and they changed this and that and the other. I'm like, all right, yeah. Dude, I don't care. That's a good show. That's how I felt about Interview with the Vampire. From the first episode, it looked like they were going to stay really true to the original story, and then they broke off completely from Anne Rice's material. Oh, yeah, that carriage broke off the horse and rolled down the hill and into the river and everywhere. I enjoyed it, but I mean, at the same time, I told my wife, I said, this isn't the book. And I think about probably through episode 4, I was like, they're going to turn this into a multiple seasons event. There's no way they can get to Paris with the limited time. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. They hadn't even introduced Claudia yet. Like, this isn't going to work. And then also the twist there, I wouldn't spoil it for anybody. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of a weird way. Because I thought that was going to be Daniel. Or whatever his name was. But right. They had the license to all of it. I had the Mayfair Witches on DVR. I just haven't watched it yet. Look, the preview looked at it. I haven't watched the Mayfair Witches yet either, but I am a big Anne Rice fan. So I never read the books for the Mayfair Witches, but I did actually. The best part of the Interview with the Vampire series was just the little nod to Marius when they showed the painting, and they're like, "Oh, Marius, do you know who that is?" They're like, "Yeah, I guess that was probably my favorite book in the series. I read them all. But, I read them all too. I believe. Marius was a great book. I agree. Yes, Blood and Gold or whatever. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, that was Gold. Probably Vittorio was probably my least favorite one. I felt like she was just right into just to grab at that point. Yeah. Like, let me just let's go to Italy. I'll just pull this milk teat a little further. Oh, you like Pandora? Oh, I got a story about her too. No. Okay, but I liked Pandora. Pandora was pretty good. That was a good one. I feel so old now because I remember when Interview with the Vampire came out. Like I was preteen. Yeah, bro. The film like melted halfway through. And he goes, I'm like, I paid for both of these.
amazing.
I think we were all just talking about the other day how
12,
old we
13, I
felt.
was like, I have enough money to get out to eat a pizza. Give me my money back. Oh, man, just refunds. I'm like, oh. Let's go walk around the mall for like 90 minutes. That'll be great, won't it? I can't buy you anything, but we'll just walk around and look. Let's play a game. Like, if I had money, this is what I'd buy you.
We used to play the gap game. Does that count? Yeah, the gap game is. I don't know what a gap game is. You have to go into the store, and you have to get from the front door all the way to the back wall, touch the back wall, and all the way back out without an employee asking if they can help you because they all work on commission. Like dog, you have to dodge and weave through racks of clothing and stuff when he's approaching you, and yeah, it's like
I would have done that.
we used to do it all the time. It was hilarious.
I'm gonna go try that now.
They tore our mall down, man. Oh, it sucks. Oh, man, it was rough. I snuck in there and, like, took some rubble like it was freaking ground zero or something.
Sweet.
I wasted so much money and time in that place. My dad, he used to live, like, within walking distance.
Aww.
Yeah, I feel that deeply. I was a mall rat too.
Yeah.
Same.
Great movie.
You know where. Yeah, the nearest mall was about an hour and a half away.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Oh, what did you do? You ran a lot, didn't you?
What did I do?
She didn't run too much.
Yeah, I said I rode a lot.
I mean, like, that was the only challenge I had to read a lot and write a lot.
No, he means I rolled, like, because I'm in my wheelchair.
Oh.
That's why Josie didn't do a whole lot of running around when she was little.
Right. Rolled around, yeah. Yeah, no, I was a brainiac in school. I focused on school mainly. That was my fun.
I wish I could go back to my
It still shows to this day too.
Not necessarily. I made some pretty stupid decisions.
I'm a nerd, but I didn't like school. I was not a school person. I was like, nah.
I was out of school until I was in my 30s when I went back, and then I was a school nerd. But it paid off because I graduated top of my class. So.
I was one of those guys, like, I just didn't want to get up early and go.
Right?
I wanted to, like, I stayed up reading or watching stuff, or
Bro, wrestling didn't end until 11. I was getting tired in the morning to go to school.
yeah, man. And so, like, I knew this stuff, like, so I thought out, and, like, I was all pretentious. I'm like, well, I don't need to do the homework. I could just pass the test. Yeah, well, you can, but you still can't pass.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
That's what people get wrong. It's really the work that adds up.
Ugh.
So, but, like, if I could go back and I'd love to just go back and have it my 14-year-old self and, like, go through high school and just, like, watch this. Because it's like, look at all this shit I'm doing.
Didn't like me.
Look at all this stuff.
No,
I mean, I was good. Like, I was, for some reason, I was good in math and science, and, like math, like, trigonometry, it was just, like, it's like a savant. Like, because I was up, like, 2 math grades, and people were like, dude, you smoke weed all the time. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty crazy, but math is easy. But now, like, it's broken. Now I can't do it anymore. Like, when I went back to get, I got out of the army, went back to school, and had to go back and, like, remedial, like, pre-calculus and stuff. I'm like, man, my sophomore year, I was doing this, and now I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, I was like, I guess I really did stupid. I guess I really did smoke myself stupid.
Oh my god.
My mom was right. That it's killing my brain cells. It really is like, it's like a foreign language. If you don't use it, you lose it. And she's right.
Yeah.
Because like all the Arabic and stuff, I don't remember much. I don't remember much Farsi.
Math was always my worst subject, though. I never.
That's my favorite.
But, you know, that's why I'm a writer. Like,
Yeah. I used to speak conversational French when I moved out west, and nobody speaks French here, and I can't speak French anymore to save my life.
There you go.
really bad things you know how to say in weird languages.
Yeah.
Except for those things.
That's just because he pulls it out of his hat to make people laugh.
I think that's all I know in Greek is all the swear words. I don't know anything else. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I had to look that up because I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I had to, like everybody was calling each other Malacca. So I had to look it up, and it means masturbator. And I was like,
Oh no,
okay,
no,
that's
it means
well,
fuck. It's like fuck
Malacca.
you. Malacca is fuck you.
No, it literally means to masturbate.
Oh well, yeah, I guess.
Malacca is one who
Literally,
masturbates.
but that's how it's used
Yeah,
as a
literally.
fuck you.
Yeah, literally, fuck you. Fuck yourself. Yeah, fuck yourself.
It's brutal out there.
Oh my god.
Fuck me yourself, you coward.
Yeah, I took 2 years of Spanish, and I don't even remember.
I took advanced French all through school, and I remember like nothing. I could still like string together a few words here and there, but like no, not like conversational French. Like my dad used to date a French woman, and I'd spend the weekend at her house, and we wouldn't speak a word of English to each other. That could never be a thing now. Yeah. So like I spoke pretty decent Spanish, like conversational Spanish, what I call directional Spanish if you get lost.
Right, yeah.
Because I was stationed near Mexico, I dated a Mexican girl.
Oh,
I took some of it.
yeah.
I took some of it in high school, but I took Latin in high school, so they're all Latin root words and what
Oh,
you
man.
can break down, all that stuff. And
I remember that.
Yeah, I got it.
It's the reason it's a dead language.
How old did you say you were? I'll be 42. Like, it's weird, like, I took Latin.
I took Latin in school.
Yeah, they said that your SAT.
Yeah.
Guess what? You're right.
Yeah, there's a reason it's a dead language, but yes.
Yes, but because the basis to all of it.
Yeah.
Even a little bit of French, actually.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you know, and all that stuff too, like Latin and Greek. That's which roadmaps to languages.
Yeah, Greek started it all. That's right, everybody. That's right.
Everybody wants to name their child Alexander because he was great.
Oh, Lord.
I couldn't do it because my last name ends with ER, Dusper, Alexander Dusper. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
I mean, it could. It just depends on you pronounce it.
There you go. Yeah, I'm not reading this. Or studying Latin in high school. See, I'd like to believe it. I had a great teacher too. So, like, we went on a school trip to Rome.
Oh, what? See,
Oh,
that's
that's
unfair.
badass.
Oh,
Oh my god.
we didn't get to go anything like that.
We only had to pay like $250. This is in the 90s, Now it's like 2,000.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, really. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still talked to him until probably about a decade ago because I moved away from that city. But so yeah, it was great. Like the whole, like I said, I was interested in the whole mythology and stuff like that. You got to learn the pantheon, and then of course the Romans gave all their names, like the planetary names, which are kind of lame. Greek history is where it was at.
That's right.
There's a basis. Like in issue 2, there's like I have a Greek sire, and she's funny. That's all I could say about her.
Greeks are the best. It's true.
When you see the last page of this, you're going to see a preview for issue 2, and you're just going to be like, oh. How long do you anticipate it will be until issue 2 begins its campaign? That's a monetary question I can't answer right now. And really, like, the market right now, like, saturation, I would have to see around Christmas time, like, to do another campaign, like, peak money's tight around Christmas, and it's, spoiler alert, it's probably going to be really tight this year around Christmas. Yeah, really. I don't want to talk about it, it's bad.
Yeah.
Well, they've tripled the carbon tax in Canada twice for the beginning of the year. Yeah, they're looking for money in the couch cushions now. Oh, it's so bad.
A carbon tax?
Yeah, we have a carbon tax. Here's the thing, Saskatchewan is actually carbon negative. We get rid of more carbon than we produce. So what is it we're being taxed on exactly? Because you're part of the collective. Yeah, I know. It's unfair.
Ooh, Reaper brought up a good thing. They said on the Indigo page, I see comedy as one of the tags. Is there a lot of humor to be found in this comic book series?
Maybe. Yes. You can't avoid it. Because in a quasi-military environment, you're going to have all these extreme personalities. And, like, you're getting these situations that are going to be so serious, and then all of a sudden somebody farts. I'm not saying that this happens. I'm just saying that, like, you have to break up the mini missions where it's just like, you're rolling through there listening to AC/DC or Motorhead, but then somebody, like, has their fly down or something, or their boots, like something's going to people just point and laugh and be like, dude, shut up. Or you have the camo stick to the black guy at night. It's funny. I'm only saying it. I used to do that to my roommate. He's black, and we'd be out there, and I'd just be like, Mike, like, shut up. I don't need it. But it's funny, man. Like, I mean, you're around, like, these people are family. What does family do?
It makes it more relatable as well, because no point is anybody's life going so smoothly that there are no hiccups in it.
No, it comes into the whole thing, like, she got a job interview about the end of the issue. She's finding out that these monsters are real, and these people are just like, oh man, like, wow. And then when she gets to work the next day, that's when she really gets introduced to this whole cast of characters, and just like, oh my god, like, these people are more fucked up than I am. Yes, but I don't lean too much into the comedy. This isn't like Mask, anything like that. There are very serious situations like that. I did write a scene in, like, issue 4 or 5, and it brought a tear to my eye, because I'm like, man, these people are personal to me. Like, they've been living my head for a long time. But like Nancy, like, she's gonna be put through the ringer, but she's gonna be stronger for it. She's gonna see this. Like, she's the world, and the way into this world. She's the spotlight, the lens through everything you see. Like, you experience, as she learns things, the reader learns things, but you're gonna see things also that only the reader's gonna know. And like, with the bad guy and all that, like, he's there, but they don't know yet. It's all built into something. Just gotta find out. I can't wait to find out. Yeah. It's not going to take a long time for me to find out right to the very end. But as fast as I can. If I had the budget, like, some of these people are making like 50, 60 grand per campaign. If I can do that, like, give me 2 or 3 issues at once, because they're already written. Just have to lock these guys in a basement and tell them to draw. Draw, monkey. But it's fun. It's fun. This is a unique story. I even had a guy that, like, I don't like the name drop, but it's a guy he's written for Marvel, and he's six figures, right? I had no idea he was actually going to respond. I was like, would you like to look at my script sometime? And he was like, yes, send it. And I was like, oh, shit, he doesn't.
Oh no, now I have to.
Like, I had it in my notebook, but I had to actually format instructions where, like, you could look like an autistic child, like, before I got a bunch of circles and arrows and question marks and then stars and asterisks and parentheses and hard blocks. And,
oh, that sounds like my notes. That sounds like just like mine. Yep.
And yeah, so I wrote it like in a weekend, and I gave it to him. He said, "You got something." it needs a little polish and it's a little thin. I didn't know what that meant. I thought I needed to like increase ad log and all this stuff and add more panels. And I gave this guy, he's like, this is shit. It's too long. It's like, you need to learn how to write comics. So I was like, send me the original one. And he was like, yeah, that's it. Get an editor. So I got an editor. And she didn't pull her hair completely out, I don't think. If she did, it was weird.
Yeah.
But, so, obviously I read up on, like, read sequential art books, and I realized, who's like, you don't call it the Eisner Award for nothing. So, I kind of trained myself and went through my own little writing jet out of school. It's very cool. You just have to want it. You get passionate about it. Like, this is, I want to do this my entire life. Yeah, I feel ya. Yes, Reapers, yes. Correct. Yeah, like I said, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it would have those moments, but it wasn't a complete comedy fest. There are high stakes in this book. Season, Eddie and Veronica and Chuck Archie. This is an Archie book. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. Can't wait. Yeah, because if you just want to get issue one and have like a little cool story, like, oh, that was neat, and put it away, that's fine, and move on, and maybe pick up issue two. But if you want to solve the puzzle and be there and just see how. Yeah, I can't wait to see how the whole thing plays out. Every issue is like a little self-contained, like almost like an episode of television, where it all builds upon the broader narrative. But you get that monster of the week or whatever. It all gets tied together. Because I have such limited real estate, like every panel has a purpose and every page has a plan. Yeah. It's hard to do. God. Because I had the whole thing plotted out. Like, it took me probably 6 months just to get a decent outline and have it, like, what I wanted to happen to each. That's not even close to what's gonna happen. Like, I can change it if I need to. And I kind of wrote the whole thing in reverse because I thought of the finale. I'm like, oh, that would be great. That's pointed. And then I worked my way backwards. I don't know how many people do that. I think a few comic people do it. Like, especially like Babylon 5. It's sci-fi. I don't know if you guys are into sci-fi. But the guy who wrote it, the guy who wrote it, like, he wrote all 5 seasons before he even shopped it. There were no plot holes, nothing. No loose thread, everything was tied together in a bow. When you're done with it, there it is. That's what this is going to be. 13 issues. It's wrapped in a bow. There it is. If there's a way for me to do more, I could figure it out. It's baked in there, but you guys probably won't see it. If you've done it, kudos to you. I'll put you in the revival. Yeah.
You had to chop a lot then?
Well, Ernest Hemingway says you have to kill your darlings. Yeah. And especially in this first issue, there's a whole scene. I can't tell you what the scene is now, but it was huge, awesome. The helicopter coming in with like the wind blowing, they're like holding their earpieces, like, Roger, yeah, blah blah blah, we got it. And when it didn't work, like, she was like, no. Sometimes you have to have an editor. You have to have somebody to tell you no. That's not going to work. You're back on the road. You're off in the gravel. There are no road signs here. There's a pothole. You're not even going to see it. You get back on the road. Because people are going to look at that and be like, what the fuck was that? Like, that didn't belong here. I wanted my chopper. I wanted my helicopter. But we're going to do it later down the road. I can fit it in somewhere else. But the solution I came up with to fix that is probably better than the helicopter idea.
Yeah, because it forced you to rethink it.
Yeah. And, like, you guys are going to benefit from that because, like, you're going to look at that scene, like, and be like, oh, that's so cool.
That's cool. That's how you do it, too, huh?
Yes. I mean, like, damn it, I want to read it now. I'm actually going to, I think I read a rough copy of it over the last weekend. And I sent my notes. It's just lettering. Like, the art, all the art's done. It's good to go.
Yeah.
How much fear, like, there's been a lot of things with late books. There could be no late books. There will be no late books. We know late books. Excellent mantra. Okay, well, I think we should probably quit while we're ahead and keep the show to around an hour. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think we covered some,
Yep.
our bases
Yeah.
pretty much.
Had a little bit of audio issues in the beginning. I'm so sorry for that. I apologize.
That's fixed. Just no big deal.
Just took a little bit.
No. Yeah, I think an hour looks like about the right show. Yeah, thanks very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. It was honestly an honor to be able to talk to you about this and being able to share your campaign with other people so that they can get involved as well.
Yeah. Reaper Sorter has one more question for you, HOJO. Sure. He says, as for the art, it's absolutely amazing. Do you know if it was hand-drawn or was the original line art done digitally? The original line art was done in traditional boards, pencils, and there are a few pages left to buy on the campaign if you want an original page.
I was looking at that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I might buy it. Don't take it from me.
There's 3 left.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go. Marty took the first appearance in the first page of the folder, but the second page is available, so.
Yeah, beautiful art. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It's flipping phenomenal. He's from Greece.
Of course, all the best things are from Greece. I'm just saying, people. I'm just saying.
Okay, we're going to close out the show. Thanks so much to everybody for coming in and watching. Really appreciate you being here. It's been awesome having you, HOJO. Thank you for stopping and talking with us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I'd love to come back sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. We'll definitely have you. Awesome. Okay, well, thanks very much. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, guys.
All right.